Welcome to lecture 5. Today I am going to speak on friction stir processing. What the brief introduction about friction stir processing will be covered here, as well as what is the effect of friction stir processing on microstructure of a material and mechanical properties enhancement. First, let us see this practical design of friction stir processing. And these are the bottom fixtures. This is shoulder of friction stir processing. This is a pin. This is a workpiece which you are going to process. This is a bottom anvil. This is top lunge where the pressure will be applied. This is X direction and this one is Y direction. This normal direction is Z direction. This is a practical view. And in a simple schematic view, this is a tool, friction stir processing tool, which consists of shoulder, pin and applied pressure, which is connected to a plunger. And this is a workpiece. This side is called as advancing side. This other side is called as a retreating side. Or you can remember, this is a left side, this is right side with respect to the friction stir processing tool. This is the tool traveling direction. This is the tool which is rotating in this direction, rotation direction, which is a clockwise direction. This particular groove which is filled with a reinforcement material are second phase particles, and this is a processed surface. This striations, the tool pin is plunged into the workpiece as it is been rotating, so which moves on. This processed material goes to the rear side and pin moves front side. And this is in a simple other view of friction stir processing, applied load, all these schematics. After friction stir processing, this is a material, this particular surface is with another properties which we call it as a surface composite, and this surface composite can be made possible only surface depth of around 2 mm, 3 mm could be the hardened with the ceramic particles, and the bottom parent face is could be soft such as aluminum material. It is quite possible using friction stir processing. These are the friction stir processing zones. Base metal means which is unaffected for the friction stir processing. This is heat affected zone. This particular zone is called a stir zone or nugget zone, welding zone, weld met, and near to this particular zone which has thermomechanically affected zone, and again heat affected zone, base metal is unaffected zone. This is about the zone. This is a shoulder, a friction stir processing tool, and with all other zones description. Now let us know about what are the FSP tool functions. Tool mainly serves in a two primary functions. One is to provide the heat. The heat is being achieved by the friction generated between the shoulder and workpiece. That is how the heat is generated. The other thing is deformation of the workpiece material. The material which is around this particular tool pin is subjected to the severe plastic deformation or high strain rates, leads to the refinement of microstructure, which is deformation relative point. These are the main points one need to know. This is the function of a tool which it does. And let us know the tetrahedron or triangle principle of friction stir processing. It is connected with 3 points mainly. Processing. What do you mean by processing? Friction stir processing. Microstructure. What is the microstructure achieved? How do you characterize it? Using electron backscatter diffraction. And what are the properties could be enhanced by doing friction stir processing mechanical properties. What type of properties are achieved? So it depends upon controlling the depth of processing and controlling the microstructure. Refined or fine grain size leads to the high oddness in a material could be achieved. So this point is highlighted with this triangle of friction stir processing. And what are the process parameters, friction stir processing parameters which are variable? So within this friction stir processing, machine variables, you can vary tool rotation speed, traveling speed, tilt angle and tool plunge depth 2 mm or 3 mm, tilt angle 2 degrees or 3 degrees, you can change. And with respect to the design variables, tool design, shoulder diameter can be varied, profile it could be the tapered profile, probe is nothing but pin which is plunged into the workpiece, its diameter can be varied, its tapering can be varied, profile, height can be varied 2 mm or 3 mm, and what material properties will be enhanced. Material properties, hardness will vary, and thermal properties, heat affected zone, the grain size in the heat affected zone, thermomechanically affected zone may vary. And coming to the few descriptive points about the friction stir processing, the shoulder and pin mainly enhance this heating, and it enhances the properties such as toughness and flexibility due to the finer grain size achievement. Localized heating will occur in the friction stir processing. The friction stir processing does not change physical properties of the material because it helps in because of this it helps in certain applications where high strain rate superplasticity is required. And actually this particular friction stir processing is a branch of friction stir welding process. This welding is developed by Mishra and co-authors into friction stir processing. This particular friction stir processing welding is also similar. So you can join two similar materials without heating and melting and changing the physical state by frictional heat. You can join these two materials. That is the concluding points or introductory points about the friction stir processing. Now let us know about the microstructural zones. This microstructural, few things you can see with your, this is a macrostructure, but you cannot see the fine grain size structure, which can be characterized by electron gas scatter diffraction. See this retreating side and advancing side, this is a nugget zone, this is thermomechanical affected zone, this is heat affected zone. And this is a pictorial image of with respect to the cross sectional stirred zone, affected zone, base metal zone, thermomechanically affected zone. The grains in thermomechanical affected zones are observed to be elongated and partially recrystallized and recovered. And microstructure in this particular nugget zone, or since it is affected to the high strain rates, you will achieve the finer grains in the nugget zone or stir zone. And coming to the few more microstructural aspects after friction stir processing, mainly the grain size after processing is nothing but friction stir processing. It depends upon a parameter called Zener and Holloman parameter. What is discussed this Zener and Holloman parameter is nothing but strain rate and temperature. The strain rate and temperature are explained by Zener and Holloman parameter. These particular strain rate and temperature are interdependent. It depends on rotation speed and traveling speed. What is the strain speed and strain rate? It discusses or it concludes a point. In other words, it has a relation with the grain size. By estimating this particular strain rate and temperature, optimizing with this friction stir processing, you can expect that what grain size you are going to achieve. For example, if you see, this is the initial microstructure, annealed sample, annealed aluminum sample. This is a microstructure. This color code is you will be getting from the electron backscatter diffraction image. The color represents the grain orientation. The red color represents the grain orientation of 001. The green color represents 110 direction, grain orientation. Now let us observe after these parameters are selected. 1025 is a rotation speed and strain rate is subjected to the 50 mm per minute. What is the Zener and Ullmann parameter? 2.6 into 10 to the power of 12 per second. And in the case of, if you reduce the speed, rotation speed 1025 to 720, if you increase the strain rate 50 to 155, the Zener and Ullmann parameter is 1 into 10 power 3, 1 time, 10 times it is increased. Because of that, you will see the grain size in this particular situation is 12 micron meter, whereas in this situation 7.4 plus or minus 2.6. It means the grain size is finer in the case of this Zener and Ullmann parameter. So, for example, if the requirement is to be improved eye hardness, so you need this particular parameter. And for example, this particular annealed sample is rolled to 50%. After 50% reduction with using this particular same parameter also, it is observed to be the grain size is refined. So ultimately the Zener-Ullmann parameter decides. So what rotation speed, what strain rate if you select, so you can achieve the more finer grain size structure. And this is about, you can select this friction stir processing for the multi-pass. This is one pass, this is 2, 3 multi-pass. And in the multi-pass, if you observe this cross section, so in a single cross section, single pass, how the microstructure looks like, it has been characterized by electron backscatter diffraction image. So it is, in another words, it is called inverse pole figure image. This is inverse pole figure image attached with the color code Miller direction. This is red color represents 001 and green color represents 101. Blue is 111 direction. And grain orientation, how much, what is the orientation spread? So this kind of green orientation 101 grain spread is more, means the spread within this particular entire microstructure cross section from this is in the weld zone or nugget zone, this is heat affected zone, and this is in the base metal. So what is the grain size variation? What is the grain orientation? This particular grain direction, grain directions are present. So in the case of this particular heat affected zone, this is a spread 5.5% maximum, and in the case of green it is 2.23. so this blue grains are more, this direction, for example 111 direction is more. So you can relate this particular preferred orientation with respect to the mechanical properties such as hardness improvement. So you can improve the hardness in this by developing these particular Miller directions or crystal orientations, and you can also develop a surface composite using friction stir processing. So this is one example. The substrate or parent material workpiece is A356 aluminum alloy, and the reinforcement or second phase particles attached is silicon carbide particle. And so in another substrate 5083 aluminum substrate and silicon carbide particles are embedded. So it is been observed that in this alloy the surface composite achieved is around 70 micron, and if this is 50 micron length bar, and in the case of this particular aluminum alloy substrate 100 micron meter substrate is surface composite is achieved. this much length of surface is more hardened. So if particular application is required this particular surface composites, it can be manufactured using friction stir processing. This is one advantage of this particular friction stir processing. Even though there will be some disadvantages such as defects will be generated. These defects are mainly due to the inadequate welding in the case of friction stir welding, or in the case of friction stir processing, high travel speed, slow rotation speed, traveling speed is high, rotation speed is slow. So which leads to generation of the void. So in this near the heat affected zone, and it is after forging process you can see the continuous tunneled, this void is tunneled, the volume defect void is propagating continuously. So this is also one defect, it is because of inadequate forging. So improper forging is been done, after that the friction stir processing is done. So that is one of the reason to initiate generation of these particular defects, crystal defects. And let us see the hardness profile after the friction stir processing. If this is annealed sample, original sample, no friction stir processing is done. If you see the cross sectional wise depth hardness using nano indentation in 1000 series aluminum alloy, 5000 series alloy, this is usually observed. After work hardening in this particular T6 aluminum alloy, you will see the hardness is initially along the surface, it is been hardness comes down constant and increased. So in the depth direction, and you can observe with respect to the 2000, 6000, 7000 aluminum series, after fully heat treated T6000 series, over aging T6000 series, precipitation hardened, you will see the hardness is fluctuated. It is coming down and increasing, constant, again coming down and increasing. This behavior is also observed. Certain application required this particular proper hardness profile. This hardness profile is required for the certain applications in the case of aerospace, automobile industry applications. And coming to the conclusion of this particular lecture, that what is the aim of friction stir processing of an aluminum alloy? What is the effect of friction stir process on microstructure of workpiece? Refinement of microstructure due to the achievement of high strain rate leads to the severe plastic deformation. Is it possible to make surface composite using friction stir processing? Yes, it is possible. You can achieve 70 micron depth of hardness with using ceramic second phase particles. Is hardness enhances in the material after friction stir processing? It increases due to the finer grain size achievement. Which defects are expected during the friction stir processing? Mainly voids are expected due to the inadequate friction stir processing tool conditions are chosen. How to overcome these particular defects? By optimizing these particular friction stir tool speed and towel speed, you can overcome these particular defects.